Hello, users. Welcome back. We are here with another entry into the Artificial Intelligence Initiatives. This may be the penultimate mainline episode of this series, mainline game of this series. I have a few others. We'll see. I have explicitly kept as little knowledge about this game as possible. I know it is an investigation-focused game set in the world of Tron. I know it is by Mike Bithell, who I have played some of his games on stream before. John Wick Hex, way back in the day, was really good. And I've liked everything that he's put out, so I'm very excited for that. I've heard it described a little bit Phoenix Wright, a little bit visual novel, but a lot of style, and that's kind of all I know. I'm very excited for it. That's really it. So let's get into the game. Ooh, is this position going to be a problem? Let's find out. Let's also test if this is working. Yes. Okay. Well, that's working. Yep. Okay. Alright. Up. All that seems fine. Interesting that it has a UI scale option. What does endless mode mean? What? No worries, Mitty. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah, let me give a shout out to the folks that did stop by. Tolk, I saw you in here earlier. Tolk TV, fellow VTuber, variety streamer, Eldritch horror VTuber in a doll's body, I believe. If I remember correctly. May no longer be in a doll's body soon. We also have Mitty Mayo, wonderful friend, digital artist, fantastic variety streamer, the only person on Twitch that I watch play Splatoon, and good friend. Alright. And if for some reason you're new here, I am Silverstreak or Silver, a game testing program becomes sentient, a variety streamer and VTuber. There is some of my lineage that directly lines up with Tron, so this works out really well. Hey, Robot Spacer. We'll give Robot Spacer a shout out. You know what? Let me do that. Robot Spacer is a fantastic variety streamer, game dev, friend, fellow fan of adventure games, and one of the best people with taking notes and making their own maps on Twitch. Please check them out. He is rad. Okay. I'm just gonna start this. I'm very excited. Let me know if audio is bad or anything. Ooh, that's a lot of artists. I will say that despite all appearances otherwise, there was no Tron reference material in the creation of this robotic frame. I just ended up lucky, because Tron is fucking rad. I already appreciate this intro a lot. I actually know Walt Disney Games. I don't recognize any of these folks. Kudos to those folks for letting this happen. Ooh, green? There hasn't been green in Tron since... Hell yeah, Mike Bithell. Since Tron 2.0, which they don't acknowledge anymore. Oh, I want to play Tron 2.0. I'll need to get that set up at some point. Welcome to the Grid program. To progress this story, press the next button. You can read at your own pace or progress automatically by pressing the autoplay toggle. I'm going to be talking, so we're turning off autoplay. If you miss something, there's a chat log on the pause menu. Text speed and scale can be adjusted for your comfort settings. How are we feeling, chat? Is the text too small? I can make it bigger. Ooh. Oh, this is gonna be bad for me. It's a bit small? Alright, I'll change it as soon as I can. Are you ready to begin, program? No? We so very rarely are. Let's go... there? How's that? It still seems a little small. You tell me, chat. I mean, I will be reading, but I still want you all to be able to read at your own pace. Let's go up to 6. Yeah, that seems better. Okay, what can we do here? Oh, I'm gonna have so much reading today. Okay. Imposing building. Core is, for the most part, a pragmatic ruling elite. They allow the population a degree of comfort and freedom in exchange for protection and the rule of law. There's only one thing Core fears: information. Knowledge of the users, innovation of new code and new praxis, and even programs themselves are looked upon with caution by the Core. I guess not the Core, it's just Core. Interesting. Is it a person? In search for full societal harmony, anything that poses a threat is placed in the repository, a secure place for storing secrets and ideas too dangerous to be out in public. Smoke clouds billowing from the repository tonight implies security may not be quite as strong as it once was. And, at the very least, someone on the outside might have an explosive interest in its contents. The Ark server is vast, with hundreds of cycles of history and hundreds of thousands of citizens. Tonight, you have a single function: to investigate an explosion within the Core repository. Located in the Vertical Slice District... what? I did not see anything that said we had a hype train. What the heck? Okay. Located in the... Thank you, everybody, for the hype train. Located in the Vertical Slice District, this is a supposedly public and safe location. In reality, you know that Core's control is more insidious than most imagine. This is a political territory, and the air is heavy with demonstrations of power and influence. You are an interloper, an independent program entering a space over which you have no control. Unmanaged data tree. The long lifetime of the Ark server and its ever-increasing diversity and cultural branching has led to an unimaginable amount of data generation. After hundreds of cycles, an interesting outcome has manifested: the data tree. This is them giving an in-world explanation for why they have trees, which is not a thing that's been seen in any Tron media before. That's interesting. Kudo on you. Data trees grow from sustained complex computation. They are an inevitable outcome of a world with broad, exponential, isomorphic output. Put simply, they are nourished and emerge from the complexity of the grid itself. Programs of the Ark server enjoy the beauty and elegance of data trees, even using them to decorate public spaces. This is emergence in a form even Flynn could not have predicted. Hey, call out to Flynn. Okay. It's a cold night in the city. Nothing new there. You pull your coat tighter, feel the heat of its glow, a small comfort against the brittle rain. Rain? Across the park stands the repository. The grand building stands sentinel amongst all surrounding it. This is architecture as power play, a statement made in light and stone. It's also where you'll be working tonight. You take a step forward, taking the data trees that flank your path. Oh, I wish they had pictures. Since taking power, Core has continued to iterate on design of the light cycle. The 6th generation light cycle is faster than its predecessor and removes the wraparound design, providing a greater range of movement for the rider. These qualities have made it the standard light cycle for Core peacekeepers and criminals alike. Growing gulfs between the cultures of the Ark server, different populations begin to branch their own code and technology. Greater diversity of designs will be the inevitable outcome. Oh, so it's the one from Tron Legacy. Suddenly, the screech of tires against asphalt to your left. The rhythmic pulse of a light cycle at full speed. You turn, seeing cold blue light racing towards you. Hold your breath. Suddenly, the screech of tires against asphalt to your left. Oh, no. You hold out your hand. Stop. The cycle doesn't slow. In fact, you could swear it accelerates. Defiant. It blasts past on your left. 2 more cycles follow it. Yellow, core. Whatever the racer did, it was bad enough to get 2 enforcers on the tail. Peacekeeper. That was the polite word. You operate in a less polite world. You push forward. More gingerly now. Park has fallen silent again. Nothing to click on. Good. At the entrance to the repository stands a slab of a security program. His armor is scuffed and scratched, as is his face. Cruel smirk, attempting to break through its clenched jaw. Oh, I love how this art works in this game. I think most of it is 2D with certain parts that are 3D projection, or 3D with 2D projections on them. That's very cool. Or maybe it's like live 2D. Maybe it's like me. I unlocked Grish. The adjunct ward didn't so much change Grish as reveal his true function. He is a brusque, direct program whose only focus is the execution of his assigned task, protecting the repository and his fellow programs at any cost. You stay on the right side of Grish, you'll be a vital ally. Make an enemy of him, and your time in the repository may be made less comforting. Oh no, is this a nonary game? For those that don't know, go check out 999 or any of its sequels. Bit of trouble on the road there, Chief. Yeah. Nothing I can't handle. My name is Query. All right. He laughs. Next time, look both ways. You're not going to win a fair fight with a speeding light cycle. The laughing stops and is replaced by a stern frown. Can I help you? Greetings, program. Cute. You can tell from the scowl that crosses the program face that he isn't one for proper greetings. Who are you? You flash your badge. 4 squares arranged in a T. Ooh, like Tron. Designates you as a member... Oh yeah, members of the Disciples of Tron. A detective. No bosses, no assigned tasks, but uncovering truths. Professional observer. My name's Query. Your boss called me in. Something happened here. Something big enough to bring in outside help. Program is taken aback. He steps away from the door and motions you in. You could have sworn you saw the light in his eyes pulse with frustration. This isn't going to be an easy night. Let's go with this. Did I offend you? Did I offend you? No answer. Program slams the door shut behind you, reactivating its glowing lock. No escape. Definitely not going to be an easy night. The lobby of the repository is beautiful. It demonstrates the same power as the exterior. Grish hustles you into the elegant space. I wish I could just click to advance. In fact, maybe I'll use the gamepad. Because I can just hit the button then, rather than having to mess around with going over there to click on the right. You note that it's empty, quiet, beautiful. It is. Are those energy falls? They are. Grish looks tired. Must have already been a long night. He growls. It wasn't my call to bring you in. I had this handled. I was about to begin my investigation. Investigating what? You've been told nothing. So Grish likes people that are adhering to their, like, base function, right? I don't dislike Grish so far. He just seems like he's got a chip because, like, he feels like he's being pushed aside. Who that? That sounds like him. You can tell Grish isn't used to dealing with inquiries like yours. He ushers you past the lobby's vacated front desk, towards an elevator. We moved all non-essential staff to a secure location. I've been ordered to send you up to Prince. Prince? He runs this tower, and he's taken the events of the night very personal. You'd think they'd stolen from his own personal collection. Maybe. The way he sees it, that's exactly what happened. There's been a robbery. That's right. Someone picked tonight to steal something precious from us. Prince will fill you in on the details. I don't know them all yet either. I heard the explosion, activated the lockdown, and put things in order. Since then, I've been out here, securing the perimeter and waiting for you to show up. Took you long enough. I guess you were busy holding up traffic. Not successfully. Alright. I will take moments to read through the codex, but we won't read it as it happens. But I respect the effort. What does lockdown entail? What does it sound like it entails? Locks? That's right. Somebody in or out. Thanks for making an exception. Prince gets what Prince wants. Rish moves to the elevator. Keypad to its side awaits activation. He reaches out his hand to the panel. It hovers. Sharp intake of breath. What? Is there a problem? Rish stands in front of the panel, looking at it, then back to you. He's confused. Catches himself. Confusion turning into frustration. Since the explosion, I've been missing things. Memories? Yes. I don't know if it's got anything to do with the explosion, but my memory access is failing me. There are holes. Your DOT, you said. You can defragment identity disks, can't you? Recover memories? With consent, yes. I grant it. Do what needs to be done. Here. Take it. Ooh, minigame? He hands you his disc, grudgingly. Minigame! Okay. It's an autoplay, that's interesting. Rules. Alright, match data disk cards to defrag a disk. Drag the circle card onto its matching neighbor. As suits, you can match by number. Drag the 3 to its neighbor. Oh, this is like a memory game with cards. I gotcha, okay. There are 2 legal moves. Adjacent and 3 packets away. Interesting, okay. Cards cannot cross the top of the disc. The move is final. Undo at any play at any time. Awesome. Alright. Stuck. Let the AI make your next move. A limited number of times per puzzle. No, I'm good. You're right. You want to do it. That's fine. MIDI. Complete the puzzle. Reduce card count to the target. Alright. 4 clear 8 cards. We can do that. All right, Betty. Have a good night. We're done, right? New memory, significant number. New disc color, white. All right. Mitty, I can't have a squeak toy. I'm metal and glass and carbon fiber. You throw anything at me, it's gonna make a hit sound. Maybe a clonk sound. The administrator, Prinz, smiled. Hi. What voice are we giving Prinz? Let's see. I think that's everything. Do you have any question? Prinz shook his head, silent. He needed the job. Seemed simple enough. No need to put the new boss off with an unguarded question or comment. You're not the talkative type, I suppose. Good. Prinz typed a number into the elevator and stopped himself. You'll need a code, I suppose. Are you a religious program, Grish? Grish grunted, non-committal. I don't ask for other devotion, but I do expect respect for myself, for Core, and for the users. Let this be a daily reminder to you of their importance and seniority to us all. Oh man, Kyo would be so stoked by this. He gestured towards the pad, keyed in 1982, 1982, the year Flynn first made contact with programs, according to the user calendar. A sacred time. Burn it into your memory. Grish did so. He would use this code every centicycle. You hand the disc back. Grish takes it, replaces it on his back. Light pulse in his eyes signals the data refresh. Got it. Grish gives the slightest of nods. It's the closest you'll be getting a thank you. He taps the code into the elevator, unlocking it. I've unlocked repeat access rights to you. You'll be able to travel to any location Prinz allows. Thank you. Grish grunts. He's clearly frustrated to have shown this weakness to you. You move towards the elevator, but Grish puts out a heavy hand, blocking your path. I'm not going to let you do this without me. You could join me. Grish laughs. I don't join you, program. You join me. Whatever you want to call it. He nods. All right, then. You push forward. He's surprised. Interesting. I wonder how much this game branches. Huh. And there was an infinite mode at the start. Huh. I don't know what I might have signed up for here, chat. We might be in for a very long game. Hey, Matt Color. Actually, this has been out since last year. Let me give Matt a shout out. Matt is a rad variety streamer, all-around cool dude. Plays a lot of longer form games along with older games on stream. Definitely check him out. Yeah, I bought this as soon as it came out, but I promised myself I would not dig into it or look into it or play any of it until I was ready to do it on stream. I knew that this was exceedingly fitting for me and some of the series that I do, so I wanted to do it. Alright then. He pushed forward. He's surprised. So this is definitely a branch. But whatever. No reason to be confrontational. This dude is literally just doing his job. Let's work together. You reach out a hand. He takes it and shakes it. Friends! All right. The most sincere smile of the night plays across Grish's face. Prinz's office is upstairs. He'll be waiting for you. For us. What's he like? Fine. A little too fixated on the users, but fine. I think I scare him a little. The elevator doors open. It's time to visit the man who called you here. Hold on, I need to take a drink. A lot of talking this stream. Friends may consider this an office, but more of a shrine. User memorabilia lines the walls. Is that a weird Game Boy? Friends stands by the window, looking out over the city. He turns and smiles as you both enter. Ooh. You found a friend, Krish. Krish snorts. You hired one for me, Prince. I did. And you seem exceptionally happy to have the company. Prince chuckles to himself. Very glad you could join us, Query. You come very highly recommended. I do the work. So I've heard. Welcome. Prince steps in front of his desk. Yeah, he is red. Now, keep in mind, in Tron, the only reason Red was bad was because of Rinzler. No, what was his name? Sark. Red is supposed to be like a security program, if I remember correctly. Not necessarily bad. Again, we will read those later. Prince steps in front of his desk. He registers your confusion at the bright lights on its surface. A little showy, perhaps. I've been told it looks like a shrine. But, much like the users, I enjoy a little theater. What happened here? That's a longer conversation, I fear. Prince smiles another smile. A smile calculated in its charm. A kind of self-conscious allusion to kindness that you've only ever seen in those with assured authority. I like his coat. Grish, still standing, tenses. Yeah, you're not wrong. Matt says he also looks like the villain. Look, I'm here to investigate, not to make assumptions. He's seen that smile too many times. Tell me, Query, for whom do you fight? I fight for the users. I know that. Another smile, more sincere this time. Ah, a traditionalist. A program after my own heart. The user set this world with vision, purpose. Steadfast, ethical framework. Bryn steps back to the window. Flynn built this world for us, Query. He built us an ark safe from Clue. Oh, fuck, this is actually a direct sequel to Tron Legacy? Huh. Huh. I did not know that. That's rad as hell. He built us... So, for those that are not familiar with Clue, Clue is two different characters over the series. In the original movie, he is destroyed / killed very early on. And he is a program that was made by Flynn, Jeff Bridges. In the sequel, Clue is somewhat brought back. Bridges, or Flynn basically like clones his own mentality while in the grid and makes Clue back again. And then things go poorly. He built us an ark, safe from Clue, from his intolerance of our kind. We must never forget what we owe, whose grace we rely upon. Oh, fuck, they're ISOs, okay. Whose grace we rely upon. He saw the potential of the ISOs and our value. Your order was created with similar optimism. The disciples of Tron. Independent seekers of truth in the face of tyranny. It's all very impressive, I'm sure. You too are a part of Flynn's design. Do not forget it. He will return. Well, we know Flynn's not a fairy tale, and we don't for a fact know he's dead. We don't know what happens at the end of Legacy. So sure, we owe him everything. We surely do, program. We surely do. Grish tenses. The boss and I have different views on the subject. I fight for the programs of the repository. In the war, they taught us to fight for the one next to us. Keep things simple. Prinz frowns. Your loyalty to those around you is why I indulge your argumentative demeanor, Grish. Loyalty without faith is a fickle thing. My faith is strong. Not entirely convinced, Prince moves towards a bookcase. My interest in users go beyond blind faith. I imagine you've noticed my collection. Very impressive. Thank you. Does any piece in particular catch your eye? The colorful boxes. Prinz moves to the shelf, removing a box. This is a form of user entertainment. A video stored on an analog magnetic tape. They record fictional performances and share or sell them to each other. He smiles as he looks at the tape. This was apparently one of Flynn's favorites. I've not watched it, but the user on the cover looks heroic enough. And we watch one? Prinz chuckles. A fellow student of user culture. I'm afraid events are conspiring to pull us away from such artistic appreciation. When the night is done, and if we remain in one another's good favors, perhaps I can introduce you to popped corn. Oh man. Guys, if I could tell you what it's like outside of the net, you'd probably change your mind a little bit. The popcorn is good. Prinz places the box back on the shelf. Fascinating. Prinz smiles. Indeed. Prinz's face stiffens. For the first time, he lets the stress of recent events show on his face. Prinz? It's impossible to tell if Grish is sympathetic or frustrated. Tonight, the unacceptable has occurred. Our repository has been broken into, and our work is in great danger. I'm sure Grish told you about the explosion. Our vault. We have been attacked. I don't know for sure who did this, but I have my suspicions. I need to know who is responsible and what they stole from us. Who was in the vault? A good question. I don't know. We serve at the pleasure of the Corps, and they move items in and out as they please. He looks down. I wish I had a better answer, but for now, I'm in the dark as you are. My building is a host to great many treasures, but presumably, tonight someone stole our greatest jewel. Prinz gestures broadly. The programs with the answers are throughout this tower. I'm hoping that an outsider like yourself may be able to find the truth in all this. I'd start with the crime scene itself or the suspect we already caught. It was necessary to contain the threat. Absolutely. Grish turns to you. A visiting dignitary. I don't like new faces. Not when there's a coincidental explosion moments before their arrival. One of my men secured the prisoner immediately. Man, if he wasn't here... Huh. Weird. We've created temporary accommodations in the library. Give my apologies to Ada when you see her. Not exactly her role to play a jailer. Yeah, let's go talk. Let's see what we can find first. I'll start with the vault. No need to tell me, program. The DOT are independent of my authority. I hope that you also remember your oath of non-interference. Come back here when you have anything to tell me, or questions I can answer. Prinz's smile broadens. I impressed him. It's been good to talk to you, Query. I'll make it known to my staff that you are supported in your investigation. I believe you can do good work here. This is my repository. I will do everything I can to help you. Come to me if you need anything. You leave the office. Grish follows. For the user. Ooh, so we're going to the vault first. We can just leave. No. Alright, how does saving work? Is it automatic, I'm assuming? Matt, we can't make assumptions, but you're probably right. He is a villain. A memory of great energy hangs in the air. The vault, what's left of it, is incredible. Hot red light permeates every corner, highlighting the blue cracks and damage of the explosion. I love this art. The heat of that light is matched only by the cold of the wind blowing through from the outside. In the place of the vault's interior is the gaping wound of a blast. The light of the city outside is weightless. Slumped in the corner, you see the only other program present. The guard. An exhausted face looks up and back at you. Their clothes are more ornate than Grish's. This isn't one of his guard. A Corps Honor Guard, maybe? What happened? Good question. Your turn to Grish. I still don't feel like Grish is a bad guy. How do you think we should approach this? I think the guards suffered enough for one night. Why don't you take the lead? Alright. Whatever they were guarding's gone. They didn't talk much after the explosion. I left them here to recover. He stands back by the door as you approach. Hey, what's your name? Only now that you realize, looking at the guard, how young they are. Their hair and uniform are pretty messed up, but this guard isn't more than a kid. A kid left to guard something worth destroying the vault over. I'm Query, disciple of Tron. I'm here to help. Okay. Am I in trouble? Hey, Jabberwocky, how you doing? Oh, you guys can't see the options. Let me move myself. That's gonna block the game text, though. Huh. I could go here? We'll see how this works. Let's go with that. I also love that you can, like, move around the room. You can do the wiggle, right? Do a room wiggle. I'm gonna say not at all. Not at all. Oh, good. Yeah, Jabberwocky, this came out last year, and we discovered earlier that this is a direct sequel to Legion. This is Legacy. These folks are ISOs rather than the old school programs. And they just talked about, like, Flynn helping them escape from Clue and everything. This is going nowhere fast. The guard needs help. Like they're this close to blast, their entire memory is locked out. You kneel down in front of them. Gesture towards the identity disc on their back. I'm Query, a disciple of Tron. You said that already. I did. If you'll let me, I can skim your disc and help you put some of the details together. Maybe start figuring out what happened here. Okay. They understand. You reach over and take their disc. Time to make some connections. 2 cards of the same value consecutively. Blocker cards take up space. Work around them. Okay. So 2 cards of the same value. When the bar next to a blocker card is full, disappears. I see. Okay. If you're lucky, blockers may turn a gap of 2 or 3 cards into a gap of 3. You don't like... If you'd like to skip a defrag puzzle, you can do so from the pause screen. That's interesting. That's very good from an accessibility standpoint. But no, I'm going to play the shit out of this. Okay. Same value, right? We got some 6s and some 7s. We got some 1s, but we have no more 2s. Okay. Okay, so if I get the 1... Oh, I messed up. No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 undo, 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 undo! I accidentally hit the play for me button, which is not what I wanted. Alright, now, 7... One. 2 cards of the same value. That was 2 cards of the same value. What are you looking for? Those are the same values, right? Oh, you want literally the same value. Okay, so we need 4 of something. What do we have 4 of? 5. 5. We don't have 4 or 5. We have 1, 2. All that. 1, 2. Huh. I don't understand. But 0 is definitely not our guy. 4 is not our guy. 1's not our guy. 5's not our guy. Alright, 7. And sticks. There we go. Done. Weird. Why are we not done? I did the unlock. You just want me to get rid of this stuff now? We can do that. Okay. Weird. I didn't realize you needed to completely clear it. That would have made a lot more sense. Okay. The program sat at the branch of a tree, looking down to their friend. Cass, what are you doing? Cass was sitting at the tree's roots, fiddling with some fallen data shards, looking at them intently. Cass! Cass looked up from their twigs, locking eyes with their friend in front of the tree. The smile passed between them, and then Cass returned to their twigs, observing their digital nuance, pondering it. You replaced the disc on the guard's back. Cass, my name is Cass. When you met this program, you knew nothing of them. Some programs are mysterious by choice, others have mystery forced upon them by circumstance. There are truths to be uncovered here, and perhaps a good reason why those truths have been suppressed until now. Your new friend could be a key to tonight's events. Are they the victim, a participant, or something else? It's a start. You smile and help Cass to their feet. Steady there. They make concerted effort to stay standing and manage it. Unsteady but vertical. Thank you. It feels like the explosion just happened. Light and sound all around me. It was horrible. You look out at the gaping void of the vault, and the city lights beyond. Do you remember anything else? Anything at all? Cass steps over to look out at the city with you. Like what? What? A program? Anyone else here before the explosion? Cass considers. I don't remember anyone. I was alone before it happened, I think. It's hazy. I'm trying to be helpful, I swear. It all just keeps slipping through my fingers. The explosion fried their memories. You'll need to come back, work through this with them. Your only witness barely remembers anything beyond their name. Do you have any questions for me? One, what's DOT? You chuckle. You've never been asked that before. Saying DOT tends to make programs less talkative, if anything. I'm a detective. I solve mysteries. Have you heard about Loom? No. Have you heard of Tron? He doesn't have a lot of memories right now, so he probably hasn't heard of Tron. I'm a detective. I solve mysteries. Relevant? Cass looks at you quizzically. And you're here to solve the mystery of me? I hope so. That seems to satisfy them. I will get to the truth of this. It's my only function. I will find out what happened here. You walk back towards the door. Grish is waiting for you. Tough kid. Indeed. Yeah, I like Grish. He's here to do a job, but he respects people for it. I've always admired the Corps Honor Guard. Ruthlessly efficient. Best on the grid. You note Grish's respect. Not something you've seen much of tonight. You hope it's well placed. We should move on. He's right. It's time. Perhaps the prisoner in the library will have more to say. Well, the library is vast, undulating. Oh, sorry. wrong comma placement. Undulating, distant platforms hang from the walls. The air is wet, the cold white glow of the space dreamlike. But it is the trees that make the grandest impression. Tall and old and impossibly complex. They curl and swirl and the energy falls before you. You've never seen anything like them before. Not at this scale. Grish leans conspiratorially towards you. This isn't a place I'm comfortable, program. Learn what you want to learn about the library, but remember, we're here so you can question the suspect. You go to correct him, but before you can, you're interrupted. You brought a friend, Grish. Yours and Ada's work is similar. You both construct facts, while the DOT trained you to seek and reconstruct truth. Ada's function is more creative. Ada builds a narrative and stories, histories of the grid and premonitions of where it might go next. Her work is inspiring and terrifying. The power in this room is infinite. You hope she takes her role seriously. That's interesting that she has such short paths. I'm worried that that might mean that she's gonna die. The program stands next to you, glowing white like the room around her. She's purple, game. Nope, now she's white. You enjoy my garden. I've never seen anything like this before. Her eyes dart across the space. You have. This place is very special. She kneels down, checking the leaves of a tiny plant at her feet. She turns each over in her fingertips, inspecting them in turn. Content, she stands up, smiling again. She is not currently smiling, but that's fine. Grish smirks. I am Ada. Welcome to my garden. It's beautiful. A different smile. Something approaching pride. You have the sense she'd never admit as much, though. Thank you, Query. Ada, how do you know my name? This is the greatest library on the grid. It is the centerpiece of the repository, the very purpose of its existence. Before you lies the grand total of knowledge from nearly 2,000 cycles of our society. From the founders to this moment, all of it, pristine. Ada walks over to a tree, grand and towering. She reaches out a hand, brushes a leaf, letting its energy fizzle at her touch. Crackle of utter sonic complexity. You've seen trees before, I imagine. Of course. Do you know what they are? I always assumed they occurred naturally, an outcome of the grid? That description is accurate, but fails to capture their full function. Trees are data, records of history, not individuals, but an entire society. They are our memory, at a cultural level. I understand you work with identity disks as part of your investigations. Have the similarities between these forms and that of the data you see in your travels never struck you as interesting? She pulls her hand away from the leaf. Your order, the disciples of Tron, you do not interfere. You seek truth, but seek to have no impact in the worlds you investigate. The echoes of your kind in my garden are quieter than most. You believe her. It is as intended. I have questions. I am sure you do. Ask them. Take your time, and then I have someone to introduce you to. Remember why we're here, program. At multiple points in your investigation, you'll have the opportunity to dig deeper via investigation choice, marked with a magnifying glass. Take your time to ask as many as you like, then move on. If the trees occur naturally, why have a garden? She nods, respecting the question. This is one she's been asked before. The data of trees in the wild is rich. They capture all around them, but the noise is so chaotic, unguided. I don't know how to say this word. I've read it a million times. I'm going to say raucous? Raucous? In my library, I can cultivate the data, refine it, prune it. I can find the truth and preserve it for future generations. I want to say this, but we're going for a friendly run. It sounds like an enormous task. Ada exhales. Almost a chuckle. It is, but I have time and relatively few interruptions. Until tonight, I am grateful to do what I love. That seems like that should be a comma, not a period after a few interruptions. You believe her. I know my role. I was expecting shelves, books, a laugh. As with Prince, I think it's Prince? I'm going to say Prince from now on. As with Prince's shelves of user entertainments, I don't blame you. So much of our world is contextualized via the users and their arcane and oblique practices. I've been speaking to my guest at length on the topic. It is irony that they had to cut down their trees and transform them into books. Our method is lossless. How long does it take to learn to read this data? How long did it take you to learn to read the data of an identity disk? To guide programs to truths they already knew? Takes many cycles to study, but you don't learn much before you find yourself in the field. Precisely. It is the same with my work. As with many things, the library has no value without the one who can use it. Any memory loss? She looks confused. There seems to be some of it going around. Maybe linked to the explosion? No, nothing. Maybe we were insulated from the bulk of it. The trees blocked the storm. Not all of them survived, though. Some of my saplings, the recent and obscure, seem to have been shattered by the force of the explosion. I may be able to rebuild, replant, but I'm sure we have lost a great deal. I'm sorry. A heavy pause. Ada holds back tears, but you note the subtle effort. It is a shame. But of course, nowhere near the suffering my fellow programs have experienced. I hope you can help them. It is a blessing you are here tonight. Lynn be thanked. Let's move on. As you wish. The librarian motions towards the center of the library. That dude is purple. I haven't seen purple since Tron 2.0. In Tron 2.0, purple is like viruses or people like injecting themselves into a representation of the grid, but they're staying out of the grid, basically. The librarian motions towards the center of the library. The platform juts out into the humid air. Please follow me to the observation deck. Oh, wait. Both of you. As you walk, she explains. Under normal circumstances, this is a space of tranquility. The observation deck provides a place to meditate, to consider the knowledge collected here. To knock on the sky, listen to the sound. Ah, a student of Flynn. Some truths transcend the speaker. Indeed. You are in the right place. You continue walking, a bright energy field surrounds the end of the platform. Ada notes your reaction. A safety measure. Under normal circumstances, it would be unfortunate to fall from the perch. Chris smiles. And a perfect prison, under irregular circumstances. You are now close enough to see the energy field has an occupant. An exceptionally tall figure, sitting cross-legged in the center. I will leave you alone with him. I encourage you to be respectful. This is, after all, an ambassador. A guest in my garden. The traitor in our midst. Ada winces. My guest, Grish. Grish gestures her away. The man in the energy field looks up as you approach. Sad eyes peer out from a strangely pale face, faceted and lit by two bright eyes. It is a timeless face, one you instinctively know has seen a great deal. The automata, or auto-tomato, do not allow your kind within their territory. Nina, Hi. Hey, Nina. I forgot I had that on for raids. Welcome in, Nina. Welcome in, raiders. Hello, everybody. Let me give Nina... Oh, Nina, I have a points redeem. You can throw stuff at me. Let me, like that. Thanks on Secret Crush. And I was testing it and turned on raid a barrage of emotes, and so it throws your emotes at me. There's also a multi-throw mode, which I think I can activate here just for the sake of it. Ow, 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 ow. Okay. Are we done? Okay. Welcome in, raiders. My name is Silverstreak, or Silver. I am a game testing program become sentient, a variety streamer, and a VTuber. My pronouns are he, him. I tend to focus on games with a similar theme, or games that are in the same series. We are currently playing the newest game from Mike Bithell, Tron Identity. It came out last year. I've been holding back on playing this because I wanted to share it with you all. I love Mike Bithell's games, and I love Tron. And these things being joined is somehow amazing and serendipitous. Despite what it may look like, and despite my love for Tron, this robotic frame that you see, the concepts that were provided, none of the reference material was from Tron. And so I'm just lucky. Some of those things line up. Anyway, this game is, so far we're seeing it's a visual novel in the style of like the Nonary games, like 9999 and stuff like that. There's a ton of branching paths and everything, and some mini games and whatnot that are pretty cool little puzzles. I love the art. It's like a mix of 3D and 2D, different pieces everywhere. It's very, very good. See, if I had thought ahead, I would have set up voice mod for this and made it easier rather than having to remember voices. Nina, how did you do in Sekiro? Did you beat another boss after I left? And take a drink. While Nina's waiting to respond on that, the main narrative of this game so far is that we are a disciple of Tron. We were brought in to investigate an explosion that happened in one of the main core worlds. This is actually a direct sequel to the second Tron movie, which is wild. And like it's dealing with ISOs and everything like that. If you've seen the second Tron movie, that'll make sense to you. And so far, very, very interesting. Ooh, you defeated the horse guy. Heck yeah. You are, while I was getting set up, I was listening to some of your thoughts on kind of like how you were progressing. You are running up against the things that kind of turned me off of Sekiro. Specifically like how the combat relays itself and everything like that. But you are doing fantastically. So kudos, congrats on beating Horse Dude. All right, I'm gonna read ahead. Sierra says, "Greetings, program." Grish sneers. "Greetings. I should introduce myself. I'm Sierra, ambassador for the automata. Auto-tomato. Automata. I'm gonna go with automata. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Query of the DOT, which stands for Disciples of Tron. Enjoy your dinner, Nina." Hey, Culinary. Get you a shout out. Culinary, another variety streamer, all-around cool person. I didn't say it out loud, but Nina Marie is a fantastic variety streamer, fantastic friend, all-around amazing game dev, working on her own horror game right now with her partner Jake. She is also helping out with Oh my god, I can never remember the full title. Oh, brain, come on! It's not Strange Colors, that's The Other Life is Strange. It's, I'll get it. I'll get it. Lost Records. I got it. Oh, and Culinary threw it in the chat. My brain. Lost Records. It's not Blood and Rage, right? It's Bloom and Rage, I think. Maybe it's Blood and Rage. Probably not. Okay, it is Bloom and Rage. Great. Yeah, I'm with you, Culinary. The fact that near it's automata instead of automata is problematic in its own time. Anyway. I'm Query of the DOT. I've been asked to investigate events tonight. I've been told you are a criminal, but I will form my own opinion. You have my word. You nod, respectfully. Grish grimaces, unimpressed. Sierra smiles. You find yourself fascinated by the structure and patterning of his face. The way it contorts in a flawed attempt to mimic a very user expression. You try not to stare. He notices. Am I your first automata? Automata? Nope. Yeah, automata, Query. Yes, I'm sorry for staring. He looks at you quizzically. It can be strange to be exposed to the new. The automata have kept to ourselves for some time. It's reasonable that the rest of society would be surprised by our appearance. In truth, I'm proud of the difference. We choose not to look like the users of myth, but walk our own path. Let's be polite. Stared only because you look transcendent. Thank you. This is only a pale approximation of my true form. However, among your kind, I do what I can to approach the aesthetics of a user. I've been told it makes you more comfortable to be reminded of your myths. His smile broadens. Let's get to the matter at hand. My crimes. Grish steps forward. You know what you did. Grish, do you even know what you're accusing me of? Grish tightens. His frustration growing. Correctness seems to be the best path. Did you cause the explosion, Sierra? Sierra smirks sarcastically. Of course I did. I did a little arson and then immediately made myself available to your friend and his charming team. Grish's fists tighten. A flash of light plays across his eyes. Tell the truth, liar. The prisoner Oh boy. He's a tall boy. Man, I love what they do with the backgrounds here. He is a giant. Almost twice your height, he looms over you. There is great strength here, but also a gentleness to his posture, his movements. You charm Sierra. Hey! I am not your enemy, Query. And I don't believe you are mine either. I will happily answer your questions if you return to me. I will help in every way I can, but I fear I am ignorant as anybody else here. He points at Grish. But that one cannot join us again. His mind is locked on target. He will not find your real culprit for you. Sierra turns his back to you. Your conversation over for the time being. Prince needs to hear what happens here. So for those joining late, there was an explosion in the central database area and something was stolen, but nobody knows who did it and nobody knows what was taken. I wonder if we can help with the memory yet? Cass sits on the floor, tracing a vague shape with their finger on the ground in front of them. They seem distracted, tempted to figure something out. Grish inspects the vault door. Oh, okay. That was it for there. Alright, let's go to the admin office. Talk to the CEO that's probably not evil, but also looks very evil. The office is still as grand and impressive as it was the last time you were here. You and Grish approach. Silent nod indicates that your colleague wants you to take the lead again. Prince stares at the window. As you approach, he turns. A smile of recognition. Welcome back, program. How are things? A shrug. I fear things have continued to slide in your absence. I find myself increasingly forgetful. Some kind of lasting symptom of the explosion, you think? It's complicated. It doesn't seem too complicated. I find it profoundly unsettling. To be myself, but also have parts missing. I'm a program that prides myself on my memory. My user-given... No. I go too far. I thank the user for my gifts, of course. Prince looks out the window. Tonight I am jealous of the programs out there, who continue their ebb and flow untouched by what has happened here. How many programs function entirely in the dark? How many remain ignorant? So peaceful? Then teach them. A smirk. And how would I do that? Meet them where they are. Down there? I can't remember the last time I walked the streets of this city. Bryn's wobbles slightly, imperceptibly. Rish notices. Are you alright, Administrator? He straightens. Of course, I'm just a little off balance from tonight's events. I find it hard to focus on the detective's points and questions. Forgotten so much from earlier. You can help, program. I can. Then do it. Please, help me put things back together a little. Brins takes the disc from his back, hands it to Grish, who hands it to you. There are 5 cards of the same suit. Okay, we can do that. What has the... Why are you pointing... What? Lock errors are obtuse. Your lock cards from being moved or cleared. You cannot do anything with locked cards until your next move. Oh, okay. I'm very confused because those are the same suit, aren't they? Why is it saying there's only one? Unless I'm mixing this up, and for some reason they count the rank, the number as the suit, and the symbol is something else. Yeah, what am I missing here? Why are we not... Why are these things not counting? Match the target value, right? Chat, I will... Well, normally I'd ask for no help. If I'm missing something about these rules, I will absolutely take guidance. Target 3. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Okay, that's what I was missing. But they want me to clear the same suit of 3s. So knowing that, let's start over. That's 1. That's 2. What? Okay. So you just want me to get all of the same color and not care about the... Okay. So now we've done that. Now I can just finish clearing it up? I don't get it. Okay, so we just... The target is how many we need to have left. Okay. We can do that. We can do that. So, chat, the way to think of this as like a, one of those old matching games like in Mario 3 where each one is a, deck of cards, like a face card, or just a card from a deck of cards. And so you've got suits and numbers. You can match if they have the same suit, or you can match if they have the same number. The target, now that I understand it, on the lower right, is how many we have to have left over in order to win. And then the upper right is our actual goal. It's like an additional goal to be successful, right? So what I was originally couldn't figure out is why it was treating it differently. When it said 5 cards of the same suit, it didn't mean like, hey, just match based off of suit. I had to match 5 cards that were all red or all purple. They could not be just... Yeah, very similar to Uno, yes. Alright, so let's go with... Edible. I might have messed up some moves. Nope, we got it. Problem solved. And so basically that game is us as a disciple of Tron doing surgery on someone's identity disk to restore memories. They call it a defrag. The orange light of the administrator fizzled, blinking occasionally, common for programs of advanced age. His voice croaked as he asked his last question. Do you understand? He fiddled with the light rings on his fingers as Prince considered everything he'd been told. He had studied under his mentor for 100 cycles, learning everything that could be learned about the repository and its many functions. In every sense that mattered, he did indeed understand. He also understood that the administrator hated him. The Department of Transportation, it is a disciple of Tron, but yes, the DOT. He also understood that the administrator hated him. That ego and pride would never allow him to accept Prince as his successor. He was old and fat and utterly useless, taking up space. Space that Prince had earned many times over. It was in that moment that Prince decided to de-res his mentor at the earliest opportunity. Oh! He knew his function. Well... You hand the desk back to Grish, who replaces it on Prince's back. For those unaware, in Tron, de-resing is basically killing. Prince stretches, rolls his neck, and smiles to himself. Ah, that's better. He turns to face you. So, what is your conclusion in this case? Too early to say. Yes, quite. Respect your discretion in this matter. How long does it usually take? Long as it takes. Watch your tone, program. Prince tightens. Time is short, and it is important your work here is swift. I am of course comfortable to answer any questions you may have of me, or Grish here. Before you resume your investigation, ask as many as you like. How will Sierra's fellow programs react to his imprisonment? Prince laughs. Not well, I imagine. And as you no doubt gathered from your conversation with him, his kind, the automata, stand directly opposed to the sanctity of our civilization. They blaspheme and they mock. They bring nothing to back up their outlandish claims. They refuse the existence of the users, but can provide no evidence of their absence. It's infuriating. Prince shrinks back a little from his tirade. More of his kind every day, making demands of the rest of us. I sincerely hope they are not foolish enough to start a fight over this. You are uncertain of his sincerity. How long before the explosion did Cass arrive with the item for storage? Barely enough time for us to register the arrival on our systems. Whoever did this, they knew ahead of time. Or the item wasn't explosive. They planned this. Not good. Points to someone with information about our procedures. Oh, it's far worse than that. Implies the involvement of someone with information about the procedures of a core. Prince wishes? Prince winces. Whoever did this knows more about the coming and goings of our vault than I do. Why hide away all this information? Did Ada not give her usual speech about pruning and refining information? Prince smiles. We don't hide anything. We merely maintain society via careful control of data. It requires a delicate and respectful touch. There is information that can kill, program. That doesn't sit well with you. No more questions. As you wish. Prince tilts to the side and raises two fingers to his ear. An incoming message. Yes. Where? I see. He looks back to you, determined flash in his eyes. It would appear we have an issue. Where? Prinz appears shaken. My exterior guards tell me a known criminal has landed on the building. Her name is Proxy. Have you encountered her before? The name rings a bell. It should. I believe she is wanted for a number of crimes. Some of the worst imaginable. Rish tenses. She's a thief. A pirate. No respect at all for the work done here. Prinz goes to his shelves and begins to pick a few items into a small bag. This is no coincidence. She must surely be involved in the theft tonight. I'm moving to a secure location. Rish, you're coming with me. As you wish. Query, for my security, I'm afraid I can't tell you where I'm going. I will still be in the repository, but I will be unavailable for now. He finishes filling the bag up and seals it. I know your order doesn't engage in ongoing events, that you are forbidden from interfering, but I need you to reconsider that oath in service of myself, our work, and Core. I need you to go up there and meet this interloper. I need you to find out her involvement in the vault explosion and prevent her from doing any more damage. When the time is right, I will return. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm going to interfere, but I will ask questions. No, I cannot break my oath. I cannot break my oath. Then investigate. Interview her. I trust you'll make the right decision, if one must be made. He picks up his bag, heads for the elevator. Rish follows behind, disc in hand. She's on the landing pad, Query. I suspect some of your answers are up there with her. We have 30 minutes left. Is there a way? So she's our last character, huh? Let's go talk with her. The landing pad just juts out to the side of the repository, like a grid bug clinging unsteadily into a mountain. You're starting to relate to grid bugs. You're no negotiator. You've never interacted with an active crime directly. Disciples of Tron investigate. They do not instigate. The yell tears through the rain, breaks your process. Greetings, program. All right, let's read it. Independence without function is alien to you. You cannot process the idea of a program who seeks only that which they need without fulfilling a higher purpose. Proxy is such a program, driven by survival and ambition, an unpredictable and chaotic element in the system. Proxy is a thief and well known to the DOT. How you deal with her presence will have a massive impact on events. Ooh. Use wisely and quickly. She stands in the center of the platform. Behind her, a stolen recognizer takes off, soaring back into whichever corner of the city, usually hidden. She walks towards you. Her swagger implies casual charm. You can sense a readiness to strike. Danger may not be... Danger? Steady danger. Danger may not be present, but it is certainly pre-cached. I said, greetings, program. Playful anger crosses her eyes. Do you have a name? I'm Query. He laughs at you. You're more of a riddle wrapped in an enigma. No, it's... I know. You're DOT, right? Sworn to find truth outside the wheels of power, etc., etc. But it's still a charmingly fitting name. I'm Proxy. I'm sure you've already been told a great deal about me. Why don't you give me your side of it? I'm a scoundrel, a ne'er-do-well, good for nothing. Well, nothing except liberating the property of bigger scoundrels. She does a little sarcastic bow. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. I think we're going to be very good friends, Detective. She's toying with you, testing your boundaries. Before you get to your questions and we get to negotiating what happens next, I have one pressing question, if I may. Go for it. It's less of a question than an observation, really. It unsettles me. My question is, why is this landing pad not secured? No guards, nothing preventing my landing, unloading. My code whispers trap to me. I should have been surrounded by 6 angry programs with discs in hand the moment I set foot on such sacred ground. The word sacred was stressed, ringed for every available drop of sarcasm. No offense, but you're not as scary as the welcome I anticipated. Something happened here? Are the usual programs occupied? I mean, whatever. There was an explosion. She nods, play acting, taking new information on board, pondering, considering the nuances of this new revelation, all in order to mock you for not realizing she was already aware, no doubt. An explosion tore apart your vault, and when someone like me sees that happen to a facility legendary for its security, I think to myself, maybe there's an opportunity there. And then, when I arrive and see the guards have scattered elsewhere, I become certain that there's an opportunity. She gestures at you. You're all they had to send up to me, no doubt tightening security around the Zealot Prince. How is Grish, by the way? You know each other? We used to. We fought together in the war. I think we took wildly different lessons from our time together. The first sign of weakness, a little sadness crosses her face. It's gone in an instant, partitioned under layers of bravado. I'm here because I see an opportunity. An opportunity to take something of my own while you're busy chasing around the other thief. Why tell me? Because it's fun to have an audience. She smiles, but knows that's not a good enough answer. You're DOT. You investigate. You don't prevent. I'll be long gone before your case officially opens against me. You'll never find me. She's working very hard to appear confident. It's almost working. Confident, but out of boast. Ask your questions, then. Tell me about the war. She looks down. Nothing to tell. Bad time. Time I'd rather forget. I could help with that. She recoils. Keep your hands away from my disk if you want to keep them, program. Tell me what you're going to steal. Data. There are great secrets being kept in this building. One in particular has infinite value. I need it. She smiles, empowered even by the idea of it. What data? Data our leaders tell us doesn't exist. Hey, robot's friend. No, as much as I would like to say otherwise, I do not originate from the grid. I don't even know how I would get represented in the grid. Would I show up as a user? I don't know. I exist outside the grid. You've given me a quandary of existence. I do not know how I would show up in the grid, how I would get personified. It would be interesting. In the grid, most programs are like micro programs. If you were to think about what they are today, the way that they operate is usually like a single function. One person is a function. ISOs are different, but they're more like human life. I am an amalgamation of multiple different functions. I don't know what I would look like. Interesting. I might just show up as myself if I'm close enough to what the grid considers life at this point. Huh. When Flynn created this grid, he left behind code which would empower a program in ways we cannot imagine. Give them abilities beyond anything the program has ever possessed. I will find that code tonight. It's here somewhere. Where? I don't know. I will. Are you going to hurt programs tonight? Only those I need to. Those that get in my way. Matter of fact, to the point, no bravado. They'd be doing their jobs. We all have jobs. I'm occasionally forced to do mine. You hold your eyes. No budge. Let's move on. Good. I think I'm done talking. Her tone has shifted. The bravado of earlier has slipped away. She's finished playing. I'm going to walk past you now. I'm going to walk past you and into the repository. Once there, I'll do what I have to do to find what I came for. You need to get out of my way. She reaches her back, draws her disc. It sparks and shivers with energy. I'm not your enemy. Good. Don't forget it. A bullying tone. You don't like it. You wonder how she'll use this power she covets. And then it happens. She moves fast, closing the gap between you, then holding her disc to your neck. You feel the sizzle of it brush against you. You instinctively draw your own disc, just like you were taught. You hold it millimeters from her neck. A few particles of her hair turn to light and drift off the platform, sliced by your weapon. You're fast, program. She jumps back, adopting a throwing stance. You mirror her. Stop, I don't want to fight. I promise you, unless you lower your disc, there will be one, and it will be brief. She stands ready. A stalemate. This moment matters. A choice, either way. Oh, chat, if it wasn't early, you have no idea how much I would leave it on a cliffhanger like this for you all. But now I gotta make a decision. So initially, I did not have problems with Proxy. Like her concept of free knowledge and all that is not a big deal. But her talking about unlimited power, about Flynn supposedly leaving something here, I don't like it. We stick to the job. This moment matters. Oh yeah, you open your right hand, dropping the disc on the floor beneath you. It clanks, metal against metal. I'm not your enemy, Proxy. My job is to investigate, not fight you. She smiles, replacing her disc on her back. I'm glad. Genuinely. She walks over, picks up your disc, and hands it back to you, before brushing past to the elevator. Next time I see you, Query, I will have the power of Flynn. I'll remember the respect you showed me. That might have been a mistake. The elevator door closed. She is gone. The rain continues smashing the landing pad. You stand alone. The DOT stands alone. You did that which no DOT must ever do. You made a decision. I mean, I didn't have a choice. Becoming a dangerous habit tonight. Look, I investigate, but I am not passive. Oh, I don't like the name of that trophy. I just got a trophy that says you let an outside threat into the the area. That's no good. Let's go to the library to make sure shit has not gone badly. The library feels like a mirage. Given everything going on in the rest of the building, it is peaceful, calm. Data tree Flynn's promise. Flynn looked out over the vertical slice. Small cluster of structures and buildings. ISOs worked below to expand it at a rapid rate. He turned to the young program next to him, Alpha. You're doing well. Real well. Alpha nodded, gradually and with respect. It will be a great city one day, and forever, in celebration of you, Flynn. Flynn winced imperceptibly, rubbing the back of his neck. Sure, we can work out the details next time I'm here. I gotta go back. Give Clue one more chance to throw in the towel on this whole perfect world thing. Alpha smiled. We shall await your return. Trees shielded those here from the memory bug. It seems to also shield them from the petty concerns of Proxy and the others. As you enter, Ada ushers you over. She seems less comfortable than before. Greetings again, program. She looks around, checking there's nobody with you. Definitely uncomfortable. Has Proxy been here? Ada looks back at Sierra, then to the door. No sign yet, but it surely is a matter of time. You suspect that if Proxy thought the information she needed was in the library, she'd already be here. You say as much to Ada. I suppose that makes sense. She must think it's hidden somewhere more private than even my garden. Did she say what she was looking for? Some kind of superpowered modification. Ah, the key. I've heard the stories too. Code that grants the powers of a user. If it exists, I've never seen it. And I've seen most things. Somewhat reassuring. Ada seems reassured. I hope I did not give you impression earlier that I am naive. I have my dealings with the outside world. I understand the nuance of my code's work. Its ethical complexity. That's true, but I'm gonna go with that. I have nothing but respect for you. Ada smiles. Genuine. Intimate. Thank you. I need to confess something to you. Okay. I worry that I may have played a role in the theft, and now in Proxy's attempt. You're working with someone on the outside? Yes, but not how you think. She breathes deeply, centering herself. Eyes still closed, she continues. While I believe that information must be controlled and structured, I think that it must then be spread. Yeah! Our administrator, Prinz, has been more cautious with this than I'd like. Take Sierra over there. The automata had sent him here to bargain for access to our records. Why could we simply not share? Data pruning is important. Public access must be shaped and refined. But if the public never has access, then what purpose does that serve beyond a pretty garden inside a box? Another deep breath. Little shudder in this one. You don't have to worry about anything. You seem on point, Ada. I've been releasing small packets of data. Highly curated, of course, but I have been releasing them. It was intended to inspire, but I worry I was too successful. Rumors of secrets still hidden here have been circulating, building interest. You think they stole some data from the vault? What else? Given the complex beauty of the trees in the library, these books look charmingly anachronistic. Shelves hold Flynn's gift, a compendium of all digitized user text available at the point of the founder's arrival on the ARC server. Access is strictly limited to core scholars, and even then only to pre-approved books and chapters. As a result, the average program has almost no knowledge of user history, beyond that preached by core, or automata's competing beliefs. It's a humbling and strange experience to be this close to so many answers to the deepest questions in your code. You tell yourself to remain focused on the job at hand. What else? What other valuable could core have in there? There is nothing more precious, more important than the data we possess. The information in this room, in the repository as a whole, is all we need to guide our culture. I made our work here prominent in a way it had not been before. I opened the door. You let that hang in the air in the moment. You're not responsible for the explosion. I smile. Not directly, no. I should have seen it as a likely outcome, though. A gift for prediction. The perk of my work. She steps out of your way. You should talk to Sierra. He spoke highly of you after your first meeting. Good, that would make this next interrogation easier. You walk out onto the viewing platform. Sierra stands enormous, watching you approach. Query. Greetings, program. Come now, we're too acquainted for such formalities. Surely. Sierra smiles warmly. I found our last conversation engaging. Refreshing to experience a little respect. He leans forward. How can I help you with your investigation? I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. You stand in front of Sierra. He sits. I am grateful that you came alone. Ask your question. Tell me about Ada. He looks over at her, back to her pruning. She has been kind to me. Well, as kind as the situation allows. We've had a number of conversations about the library. Did her data leaks bring you here? No, I came of my own accord. The accord of the automata. Our culture is very different from core. Our programs decide a course of actions as a group. We act to serve our community rather than ceding power with only a select few. For a culture who believes so strongly in Clue, you don't seem to have learned the central lesson of his story. I have no complaints of my treatment by Ada. What's your opinion of Grish? I don't want to talk about that program. Where were you at the time of the explosion? I was in here, with Ada. That's why my memory was unaffected. I was on a tour. You wonder why this alibi is only coming up now. Why nobody asked. You suspect you know why. So you couldn't have done it. You know, I think you might be right. Sarcasm. Do the automata want anything in particular from the core? To be left alone, mostly. Access to this data would be a beautiful addition, though. The data belongs to all programs, not a select few. Sincere answer. No more questions. Good. A thought occurs to you. Why didn't Ada already tell me you had an alibi? After all you've seen, all you investigated, you still presume that a puppet of Core's would actually go out of their way to be helpful. He laughs again. It doesn't feel good. Maybe I did it remotely. Maybe I'm pulling the strings. Maybe I masterminded that thief's appearance, too. He stands up. The laughter stops. I think I'm done with this now, program. Ada runs up, hearing Sierra's bellowing laugh at the other end of the library. Is everything all right? Why didn't you tell me Sierra was here during the explosion? She looks at her feet. It was inconclusive data. You pruned. You held back just enough to stay in control, as is your nature. Sierra is staring sternly at you. I am done. Meaning? He steps forward, presses a hand against the force field, making it sizzle. I am innocent. Allow me to leave. Ada looks confused. But Grish commanded Sierra points at you. He is the assigned DOT in my case. If he chooses to, he can end my questioning at any time. And if there are no questions, then I will leave. You consider his request. Shit. Probably our last choice of the night, chat. So his alibi is flimsy, but it is an alibi. And everybody else did withhold it from me. Switch off the force field, Ada. Is that a good... Do it. She does. Sierra stands, seemingly surprised by your decision. I'm free to go? Yes. I know my way to the sprawl, if I have anything else to ask. He nods. That's all the thanks you'll be getting. He steps past you and slowly makes his way to the elevator. Was that wise? Truths can't be contained. He looks after Sierra as he gets into the elevator. I suppose not. The force field begins to reactivate. You turn and walk away, past the trees and the waterfall. It seems more peaceful now, less corrupted. Another decision. Influencer. Inspire someone to change their path. Interesting. And I think that is where we will keep it. Thank you all so much for watching. I am deeply invested in this game. I am very, very interested to see where this goes. If you're watching live, stick around. We will chat for a little bit and then raid someone rad. If you're watching the archive, please feel free to check something else out on the channel. Other than that, be safe and be kind to one another. Bye-bye!